Well, that's Essendon, but hats off to Fremantle. I know who the skipper and who owns a boat in our green room because we're saying, OK, how do we say that Freo set sail and Kingy goes, up anchor?
Oh, yeah.
Pull the anchor up, we're ready to roll. And Joey, you got to take your hat off. We can say how bad Essendon were, but how good Fremantle were today.
They were really good. 4-1 now, and they're sitting second on the ladder. Like they are travelling really well. And you talk about building a brand from off the back of defence. Well, Justin Longmuir did that. He built the brand off defence. Last year, they tried to add in a bit of offence and lost their way a little bit, trying to get the balance right. And they still do have some work, but you can see them without the footy. They are rock solid this year. They have a back six now that are playing a fair bit of footy together. They have a really strong team defence system that has been ingrained in them, and now they're adding the offence. So there's still a fair way to go. The clearance stuff was actually been a strength of theirs last year. And of course, they're missing Fife. Mundy missed a few games. Sarong missed a few games. So they had some personnel in there. But without the footy is the interesting one. So last year they only kicked 100 points once. Now they've kicked it twice in 3 weeks. So now they are starting to improve that with the footy numbers, that side of the ball. And once their clearance game, which will come back with some continuity with their midfield group as well, watch out. I think they are the real deal this year, Fremantle. Not necessarily to win it, but I think to play finals. I think the way they are playing stacks up. And for them to put the foot on the gas in that third quarter and blow Essendon off the park was a really strong sign.
Well, let's give some love. As a forward, the old Slurpee is what you go for in a game of footy, and you're looking at me like, what is a Slurpee? It's a 7-11. 7 goals, 11 touches. Matt Taberner. No one's kicked 7 this year, Joey. And
certainly 7 straight anyway. Like 7 straight for Matt Taberner is a credit in itself, because sometimes Matt Taberner can have his issues in front of the big sticks. But we are seeing this season more so than in recent years, aren't we? The big key forwards really getting a hold of opposition. The ball movement is improved from all the clubs with the standing on the mark rule, a bit more flow, and it's allowing the forwards to get to work. So great to see Big Taberner. He's one of the hardest workers in that team. So for him to get on the end of it was a due reward.
They're the hardest team to move the ball against Fremantle, and all your offence comes off the way you defend. We're going to show Melbourne later on. And the gap between what we just showed with Essendon to Melbourne is north-south pole stuff.
Yep, it's poles apart.